So everyone, in the previous day, whatever the concepts of acceleration we have covered, I just forgot to give you some homework as I have not received the homeworks from the last day. Try to complete your homeworks as soon as possible. Okay? Don't keep it pending for so many days. Otherwise, whenever we have to submit the record, I will write that no other student had submitted the assignment, whatever we have given to them. Okay, so try to submit whatever the questions I have given on the last day. If you are not able to complete, then I will revise that portion again so that I am also being clear that you understood the concept very easily, and then I can give you some good problems that may come in your exam. Okay, so now if the concept is like in the last day I have finished the portion that whenever I was applying some pull force on an object, so what was the value of acceleration we have found. Even we have done for the push force as well, right? Please make me confirm that whether we have completed the push force or not. That means the
No, sir, we
acceleration
have
after a...
done the full force.
Okay, okay, thank you. Now this is the surface on which the object is placed. This is an object. Let's suppose we are understanding the concept with the values, okay? So this is an object which is having a mass of 2 kg. I am applying some push force here. The push force it is of 20 Newton. The force I am applying with respect to an angle of a 30 degree. So here I have to find out the value of acceleration as well as the normal reaction force. That means N and A. N for normal reaction force, A for acceleration. So whenever you are applying some push force, obviously it will have two of the components. One is the horizontal component of the force. It is acting in that direction. It is equals to 20 cos of a 30 degree, and one component in vertically downward direction, it is having the value as 20 sine 30 degree. The weight of the object is acting in downward direction, it is equals to 20 Newton, and the normal reaction force, it is acting in upward direction, it is having a value of N. So when you are applying a push force, the horizontal component of the force is acting in this direction, but the vertical component will be in downward direction because you are applying some push. So if you apply it practically on any of the object, then you will understand that the vertical component of force will obviously act in downward direction. Now we just have to find out the value of N. As we can see that the normal reaction force is acting in vertically upwards direction, but here 20 sine 30 and the weight of the object, they are acting in vertically downward direction. So I can say the normal reaction force, it should be equals to 20 plus of 20 sine 30, right? What is the value of sine 30, everyone? More than 100 times I have told you to remember the values.
Half.
Yeah, do you know the value of sine 30?
No, sir.
Okay. So this is 101 times I'm telling you that procedure, okay? You just have to do that thing. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, divide each number with 4, then make a root on each of the terms. From 0 by 4 it is 0, root over 1 by 4 means 1 by 2, and this is of 1 by 2, that means root over 1 by 2 means 1 by root 2, and this is root 3 by 2, and this is 1. What for these values are? This is for 0 degree, this is for 30 degree, this is for 45, this is for 60, and this is for 90 degree. These are the values of sine. So sine 30 is half. If you want the value of cos, just reverse the total series. That is from 1, root 3 by 2, 1 by root 2, 1 by 2, and 0. Right? So sine 30 is having the value of half. From this table we can understand. At first write down the table.
Sir, done.
Okay, now the previous one. In this case 20 sine 30. Sine 30 is having the value of half. So this is 2 tens are 20. So this is 20 plus 10, that is of 30 Newton. This is the value of normal reaction force. Now I have told you that due to the horizontal component of the force, the object will be in acceleration. In this case, the force is of unbalanced type in nature. So obviously we can say that 20 cos of 30 degree, this is equals to mass into acceleration. What is the mass of the object? This is of 2 kg multiplied by the value of acceleration. It is equals to 20 multiplied by cos 30 is having the value of root 3 by 2. So this is 2 ones are 2, 2 tens are 20. So how much I am getting? This is of 10 root 3. It is equals to 2a. So acceleration is having the value of 10 root 3 divided by of 2. So this is 2 5s are 10. That is equals to 5 root 3. That much meter per second square. In this way we can calculate the acceleration for a particular object. Here I am just applying the force, which is push force in nature. Whether this is clear to understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, done.
Okay, rest for the people, whether you have understood the concept. Everyone, Gagan, Manish, and what about the rest of the people have joined? Whether this concept is clear? We are applying a push force. I have just broken the components. It is having a horizontal component. It is of 20 cos 30. For the acceleration of that particular object, 20 cos 30 is responsible. In the previous way, we have written a statement where I have declared that every time for the linear motion of an object, the horizontal component of the force is responsible for acceleration. So that's why I have made them equal as 20 cos 30. It is equals to the resultant force which causes the acceleration. So that's why 20 cos 30 is equals to mass into acceleration. From that, the value of acceleration I have obtained as 5 root 3 meter per second square. You don't have to substitute the value of root 3 here. We know this is having a value of 1.732. This thing you have learned in the chapter of class 10 application of trigonometry. Most probably in mathematics, the chapter was included where you have learned that the value of root 3 is that much. So now we are just proceeding to the different type of problems. One complex problem for you. It's not actually complex, it's easy, but whenever you will just look into the diagram, it will be complex for you. So that's why this is the diagram. Whenever we are practicing all the different type of questions, no other question can just stop you. Every question you can solve whenever we are having all the variety set of questions which have been practiced regularly. So this is a mass of 5 kg. I am applying a pull force here, but here I am applying a push force. One force is pull in nature, another force is push in nature. Please understand carefully this one. In this case, I am applying this one. It is having a force of 20 Newton, and this force I am applying, this is of 30 Newton. The angle for this one, it is of 30 degree, and for this one it is of 60 degree. Okay, now we just have to write down that what we need to find out, that is the total normal reaction force as well as the acceleration. So for every question only two things are needed. Okay, one is the normal reaction force, another is the acceleration, right? Whether you have understood what the
Yes,
question
sir.
is asking from you. In this case, the two different type of questions two different type of forces are here, which are acting on that particular object. One is having the value of 20 Newton. This is a pull force in nature. Another force is having the value of 30 Newton. This is a push force in nature. So if this is a pull force for the case of 20 Newton, if I draw all the components, that is the vertical component and the horizontal component, then it will be more easier to solve this kind of numerical question. So for this case, it will be more helpful if I draw the free body diagram. So I'm just assuming this is the point mass. So this is the pull force. It is having the value of 20 Newton. It is acting at an angle of 30 degree. So it is having a horizontal component in this direction, that is 20 cos of 30 degree, and a vertical component that is of 20 sine 30 degree. Now on that object we are applying a push force, right? The push force is having the value of 30 Newton. It is acting at an angle of 60 degree. So it is having a horizontal component of force. It is having the value of 30 cos of a 60 degree, and this 30 Newton, it is a push force. So obviously its vertical component should be in downward direction. So I can say this is sine of a 60 degree, right? Here the mass of the object is 5 kg, so the weight of the object will act in downward direction. It is having the value of 50 Newton. Because we know if the mass of the object is 5 kg, the gravitational acceleration is 10 meter per second square. So the weight of the object will be mass into gravitational acceleration. It will be equals to 5 into 10, that is equals to 50 Newton. Right? Up to this much, whether it is clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, rest of the paper. Actually, I have used a different ink, so I'm just zooming into that portion so it may be clear. Just see the diagram at first, draw the free body diagram, then I will explain more. One force is missing. After drawing the free body diagram, you have to tell me which force I have not drawn here.
Normal reaction force.
Very good. Normal reaction force is missing here. So obviously it is working in vertically upwards direction. So here I'm just writing N. So just complete the drawing fast. Here actually you don't have to write down the unit of the weight. You just write down 50, that much is okay. Now after that we are just going to make them equal, all the forces, because the object is in equilibrium position. After the application of all the forces, the object has not changed its state. It is still in the position of rest. So obviously all the upward forces will be equals to all the downward forces. So what we can say, all the upward forces means the normal reaction force plus of 20 sine 30 degree, it is equals to all the downward forces, that is of 30 sine 60 plus of 50. So 20 sine 30 means how much? The normal reaction force and the 20 sine 30, they are working in vertically upward direction, so I have added them. 30 sine 60 and 50, they are working in downward direction, vertically downward direction, so that's why I have added them, and these two group of forces are equal. So now we are solving. So normal reaction force plus of 20 sine 30 is having the value
1/2.
1 by 2. Now sine 60 is having the value
√3/2.
root 3 by 2 plus of 50. So this is 2 ones are 2, this is 2 tens are 20, this is 2 ones are 2, this is 2 15s are 30. At first complete the writing up to that much, then we'll proceed for the next one.
Yes, sir. Done.
Okay. Next other people. Gagan, I think Ananya, Ritika, Preeti, and sharing is there. All of you, whether you have understood. Manish, tell me fast so
Sir.
that India. Okay. Now we are just moving for the next slide. Now this is n plus of 10. It is equals to, I think, 15 root 3 plus of 50. Right? So it is 15 root 3 plus of 50. So n will have a value as a 15 root 3 plus of 50 minus of 10. So it is 15 root 3 plus of 40, that much Newton, right? So it will be more better if you just write down the total Newton. Otherwise, if you just write down n in the right hand side as well, in both of the side it will become n. So instead of writing that much, you just write down the total word, that is Newton. Now we have to find out the acceleration. For the acceleration, I had said only the horizontal component can be considered. So let's come back to the figure. The horizontal component of force, one is actually 30 cos 60, another is actually 20 cos 30, right? So in this case, 30 cos 60 and 20 cos 30, both are applicable in the same direction. Look at the arrows that I have just given. 30 cos 30, sorry, 30 cos 60 is acting in this direction, and 20 cos 30 is acting in the same direction. So we can add them. We cannot make them equal. The two forces can be equal if they are acting opposite with respect to each other, but in this case the two forces are acting in the same direction, so that's why we have to add them. So 30 cos 60 plus of 20 cos 30, this results into the acceleration of the object. So what we can say, that 30 cos of 60 plus of 20 cos of 30, this results into the acceleration of the object, so it is equals to the resultant force. This is what? Ma. This is like ma, so this is the resultant force, remember. So whenever you have to find out the acceleration, every time you have to remember your mom, that much is okay. Okay. So here 30 cos 60 and 20 cos 30 both are acting in the same direction, so their summation is equals to the resultant force, that is equals to your mom. That means mass into acceleration. So this is 30 into cos 60 is having the value of
1 by 2.
1 by 2. Very good. So it is 1 by 2 plus 20. Cos 30 is having the value of
Root
Root
over
3
3
by
by
2.
2.
very good. So it is root over of 3 by 2. It is equals to the object is having the mass of 5 kg multiplied by
5
of
kg.
acceleration. So this is 2 ones are 2, 2 15s are 30, 2 ones are 2, 2 tens are 20. So this is 15 plus this is of 10 root 3. It is equals to 5 into a. So what we can do? Acceleration is equals to 15 plus of 10 root 3 divided by of 5. So from the numerator portion you can take 5 as common. 5 3s are 15, 5 2s are 10 divided by of 5. So 5 is getting cancelled out and the final answer is 3 plus 2 root 3, that much of meter per second square. Now just say whether it is clear to understand or not. At first complete the writing, then.
Yes, sir, done.
Okay. Now the rest of the people, why that this thing is clear to understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now get some fresh water, get some fresh drink because we are going to understand some more critical concept. Actually, they are not critical; they are so much of easy. But if you are just making up your mind that we are going to learn some good concept, then it will be easier to understand. That's why I'm just telling you before. So up to this much, whether the writing is completed by everyone.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Now, in this case, if the expression is like, suppose you have two of your copies, okay? One copy is placed like that. This is one of the copy. This is another copy, okay? So this is having the mass of m1. This is having the mass of m2. So suppose you are applying a force in this direction, right? And in the question it will be said that you have to find out the force which is acting between the objects and the acceleration of both. So find force acting between the objects, between the objects and the acceleration of both of the objects here. At first draw the diagram. These are the two blocks of masses. You can say these are your two copies, but you are applying the force only on one of the copies. Here to solve the question, only one theory you have to remember, the Newton's third law. For every force of action, there is an equal and opposite force of reaction. At first write down the question. Why that the question is written, everyone? Okay. Now you are applying the force on one of the objects, that means on M1. This is your M1. You are applying the force on M1, right? So for that, I just want to draw the free body diagrams for M1. So I'm just erasing it. So I'm assuming M1 as point mass. So one force is applied in this direction, right? So if suppose you are just traveling by bus, okay? Let me just tell you a story. You are just traveling by bus, and the bus is fully packed. Maximum of the people, they are just standing on the bus. Now suddenly the bus driver apply the brakes. So what will happen? Obviously all of you people will move in forward direction, and you will feel a sudden jerk. Due to the jerk, each and every people will apply some force on the person who is present in the front of each one, right? So the story is very much clear. Suppose you are just traveling by bus, and the bus is fully packed, or maximum of the people are just standing on the bus. Suddenly the bus driver applies some brake. So all of you people will feel a jerk, and they will move in forward direction. So each and every people will apply some force on the person who is standing in front of him or her, right? So what we can say, that whenever you are applying the force on one of the object, he will also apply the same force on you, right? So whenever we have applied a force of F for the mass of M1, then in that case the M1 has applied the same force on M2, right? You have applied some force on M1, M1 have applied the same force on M2, right? So if the same force is applied by M1 on M2, so M2 will apply the opposite force on M1, right? This is the action reaction phenomena I'm just saying here, right? So I am saying, suppose these are the block of masses. This is M1, this is M2. I'm just drawing them with some separated distance, thus you can understand what is happening. You are applying some force of F on M1. So M1 will apply some force of action on M2. The force of action, it will be different from the applied force. Suppose the force applied by M1 on M2, it is of F dash. So what is F dash? This is actually the force of action. Who has applied the force? M1 has applied the force. On which object it is applied? On M2 it is applied. So for every force of action, there is an equal force of reaction, equal and opposite force of reaction. So M2 will apply the same force on M1 in this direction. So whatever the force which is applied by M2, this is also F dashed, but the direction is opposite. Up to that much, whether it is clear, the force of action and reaction, they are equal, but they are opposite in direction, which is applied between M1 and M2. Say fast whether it is clear or not.
Yes, sir.
Very good.
If we push it in that way, no, won't it go
Yes,
further?
because yeah, obviously, because in this case, whatever the story that I have told you, whenever the bus driver had applied the brakes, all of the people has felt was just felt a jerk, and that's why everyone has moved in the forward direction. Each and every people was hitting another people. So obviously, the person who is just standing in front of you, he will ask you, why you have just hit me, or why you have just fallen on me. This is the force of reaction, right? Actually, in our area, in the plain areas now, whenever there is a distribution of khichdi, actually in my childhood times, what we do, that whenever there are some distribution of khichdi, or they are just distributing some prasads and so on, so all of our family members, they just gone for that khichdi because it was a delicious in taste. So whenever we are just standing on the line, some of the person, what they are doing, that at that time there was 1,000 people, maximum of 1,000 people, they are just standing on the line just for that khichdi. Okay, so each and every people was applying some push force on the front people. So obviously the rest of the people will follow the same thing, they are also applying the same force in the on the front people. So at that time, whenever you are applying some push force on the person who is standing in front of you, obviously he will ask you that why you have applied that much of force, or why you have fallen on me. That is the force of reaction. You have already applied the force of action in the form of push force, but obviously the person will ask you that why you have fallen on me, or why you have pushed me. That is the force of reaction, and in this case the same thing happens, right? And if the person is very much angry, he will also push you, right? Here we are assuming that when m1 applied some push force on m2, m2 becomes so much angry, and m2 has applied the same push force on m1. So what we can say, if we are considering for m1, so this is the applied force. F is the applied force that I have applied on M1. So M2 has applied the same reaction force on M1 in that direction. Look at here, the direction of F dashed I have written here for the case of M1. So this is having the opposite direction of the applied force. M1 has applied a force of F on M2, and M2 has applied a reaction force of F dash on M1. The M1 is having the weight as M1 into G. The normal reaction force is N. This is the free body diagram of M1. So what I can say from here, the object is in acceleration. M1 is accelerated, M2 is accelerated, so obviously some distance is traveled by them, right? But if the object is accelerated in that direction, so what I can say, F is greater than of F dash. So that's why it is accelerated in the right direction. Now, F is greater than of F dashed, so that's why it is accelerated in the right direction. So
Yes,
one
sir.
thing is clear, the normal reaction force, it is equals to m1 into g, right? And the difference between the forces, F minus of F dashed, it is equals to your mom, m into a, mass into acceleration. This is what it is, the resultant force, right? This is the resultant force. So F is equals to, we don't know the value, that what is the value of F, because in this case this is just the theoretical concept we are delivering. Okay, now what is the value of this F dashed? In this case we are discussing on that object of m1. Here the normal reaction force, it is equals to the weight of the object, and this F minus F dashed, it is equals to mass into acceleration. We don't know any of the values, so this is our equation number 1. Up to this much, whether it is clear? We will
Yes,
substitute the
sir.
value after drawing the free body diagram for m2, but till that time we write down everything and tell me in which point you have the doubt.
Sir, done.
Okay, Whether it is understandable, clear, this is just the action reaction forces we have considered. Which is the force of action? This is F dashed, and the force of reaction, this is also F dashed, but their direction is opposite. So now we are going to draw the free body diagram for M2. So on M2, who is applying the force? M2 is connected with M1. So on M2, M1 is applying the force. The force of action which is applied in this direction, this is of F dashed. This force is applied by M1 on M2. So let me write it down. This is the force of action which is applied by M1 on M2. So for M2, we are discussing that thing. So it will have an weight in a vertically downward direction. This is M2 into G, and the normal reaction force. As you have already written, the normal reaction force N. In the previous case, you cannot write N again because this is the object which is having different mass. So it can be N dashed. So I can say N dashed is equals to M into G, because the normal reaction force for both of the objects cannot be similar, because M1 is not equals to M2. So I can say that because of the application of this F dash, the objects are in acceleration in this direction, right? Because of this force of action
Sir,
which is applied by, yeah, please say.
so there n dash is equals to m2 into g, right?
Oh, yeah, yes. I just forgot. This should be M2 into G. Thank you. So here what we can say that due to the force of action F dash, it is equals to the acceleration of the object. So this F dash is equals to the mass multiplied by the acceleration, right? So F dash we have a value, it is equals to M2 multiplied by of A, right? Because due to the application of this force of action, the object is accelerated in the same direction. So we can substitute the value in the equation number 1. Oh, sorry, here also it should be m1 into a, because in the previous case I have discussed about the object m1. So please make it correct. This is f minus f dash. This is equals to m1 into a. Why I have written this expression? Because F is the applied force by me on the object M1, and F dash is the force of reaction. In this case, F dash, it is the force of reaction on M1 by M2, right? So difference between the two forces results into acceleration. So difference between F and F dash, it is equals to the resultant force, that is equals to m1 into a. So I'm just writing the first equation again. So from equation 1 what we can say that F minus of F dash, it is equals to m1 into a. So F minus of F dash is having a value as m2 into a. It is of m1 multiplied by a. So F is equals to m1 into a plus of m2 into a. So finally we are having that m1 plus m2 multiplied by acceleration. From this equation we can generate acceleration equals to force applied divided by m1 plus m2. So in this way, we can find out the value of acceleration. Right, everyone? Whether you have understood, you just have to understand the concept. The formulas you never have to remember. If you understand the concept, you can derive it on your own. Right? Just tell me after writing the concept that whether it is clear or not.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, what is your next class? I think there is the time for next class. I have taken 3 minutes more. So, on Saturday, actually, I'm just thinking to have an extra class. I have scheduled another classes on the same day. So, I will confirm you on Friday that whether we will have an extra class or not. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, at this point of time, we are just ending this class, but I have a question for you. One small question, okay? You just have to write it down. This is an object which is having the mass of 5 kg. This is an object which is having the mass of 3 kg. I am applying a force of 20 Newton. You have to find out the acceleration. Second question. This is actually a question that you can say it's a level question. That means you can try this question just for your try, okay? Let's see how much you can think. 2 kg, 3 kg, 4 kg. This is of 50 Newton. I am applying here. Find out acceleration. Third question. There is an object mm, which is kept on the surface, and suppose if no, in this case I can't give you two hard question. Only one hard question is enough. Now, if I apply a pull force of 30 Newton, which is acting at an angle of 30 degree, and I am applying another pull force, it is of 50 Newton, which is applied at an angle of 45 degree. You have to find out acceleration. This is for 6 kg of mass. So find out acceleration for 3 cases. Write down the question, please. Then you can leave the class. I think it's late. Now the next teacher, obviously, he will ask you for next class.
Sir, don't.
Okay, that's very good. Now just complete the previous homework questions as well as this question within today. You can send me, and up to tomorrow you have the time to submit all the questions. So at this point, we are
Okay,
just
sir.
ending this class.
Bye bye, sir.
Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Thank you, sir.
You be safe. Take care.